We're joined by Molly Grace. How are you?
Hello, I'm so good. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
I'm stoked as well. You said you had been following us for a while, which is crazy because I forget that like other people can listen to us. So thank you.
No, of course, especially with the Massachusetts connection. I have had y'all on my radar.
I know. Well, I actually am super stoked because you're playing in Burlington. Weirdly enough, I'm not going to your Boston show, but I am going to your Burlington, Vermont show.
I'm stoked for the Burlington show. I think Burlington's such a fun city, so I'm excited. I've never played there, but my sister went to college at St. Michael's, so we went there a lot growing up. So I'm excited, and I just know it's such a cool vibe with very crunchy, gay. I love it.
Yeah, the city's like audience is definitely Molly Grace coded for sure.
Totally, I love it.
Where are you calling from right now? Because I know you're kind of in the influx. Finished a tour, about to head on another. Where are you home? Where is even home?
Yes. So I'm actually in Boston right now, because we just finished New York and Philly this past weekend, and then I have the Boston show this Friday, and so my family's all here. So I'm just staying at home for the week. The rest of my band went back to Nashville, and they're coming back in. But yeah, I'm in Boston. I'm in my niece's nursery right now. So if you see any, toys and things of that nature, that's why.
Do you get to go home often? Because is Nashville where you lay your head these days?
Yeah, Nashville is home base these days. I feel like I get to come home somewhat often. It's a pretty quick flight. And I try to come home often just because I love getting to see, especially my niece is just turned 1, so I love to come home and see her, especially.
Is this your first niece or nephew?
Yes. So she is the princess of the family.
Wait, are you the youngest out of your siblings?
Yeah, I am. Well, it's actually just
Same.
me and my sister.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes, the babies.
It's
Of
so
course, we're
weird. Like I
things.
had one nephew for a long ass time, and then I got a niece, and then all of a sudden I got three more, and now there's like five of them, and I'm
My
the
God.
only sibling who is not churning out kids.
Oh my God, I love it. No, that's gonna be me too, but I like the auntie life is the life for me. I love it.
I know. I was with
Yeah.
them yesterday. The biggest hack that I can give you is I just always go to like Five Below before I see them, and I get them like cheap
Oh
ass
my
candy,
God.
and they think I'm just like a wealthy man giving them gifts, but it's actually
No,
just like
where
two
did
dollar
you
bubble
get
gum.
these things? I know. I can't wait until she's the age where she can really start playing with toys and things like that because she plays right now, but that's the kind of she's building up her motor skills, but when she understands that I'm giving her a gift, oh, I'm gonna spoil her so much.
Absolutely. So yeah, did you like gig around Massachusetts and Boston when you were growing up here?
Yeah, I did so I grew up in theater and stuff, and I did school theater. I grew up in Lexington, so I did school theater, and I also did community theater. And then I played at some local things, I would play at farmers markets, and I played the Lexington tree lighting every year and random things like that. So I definitely was around and performing.
When I see you perform now, you mentioned that you were a theater kid. It is very theatric. Was that always in your performances, or did you kind of hone that craft through school?
Um, I feel like I definitely honed it during school, but I feel like I've always just been a over the top theater lover, and it totally bleeds into the way I build a show. Sometimes the way I build a set, I feel is very thinking of the arc of how the mood goes and things like that. So it can be very theatrical in that nature. And that's also my favorite type of show to watch is when it's got some, the 5 o'clock number or whatever and all these things.
Yeah, I mean, it's impressive. You're adding extra work for sure because you're not just, picking the songs that you want to sing. You're adding some dialogue, you're making it make sense. You're doing the
Oh,
thing.
thank you. Oh, I thank you. I try.
I saw clips from the what was it, the Belmont's Best of the Best showcase.
Yes.
That was legit
My
as hell.
God.
That was so cool.
Oh my God, it's such a cool thing that Belmont does. It's like entirely student run. Um, like they do all the production and everything, and it's like a full scale arena show. So it's like very cool as a student to be able to do that.
And did you win? Did you win that? Is it a contest?
So here's the thing. Basically, how Showcase works is like they do showcases for each genre, like pop, R&B, and so then there's a winner from each of those. So I was like the winner of the pop showcase,
Hell
and then
yeah.
best of the
Congrats.
best. Thank you. And best of the best is like not a competition. That's the whole point. It's like just a showcase of like all the winners. But then last year Belmont decided to be crazy. Lucky for me, and they had like agents from Bonnaroo come and they came in like blind. They weren't allowed to like look us up or anything. And um pick one of the students to perform at Bonnaroo, which was so crazy. So it kind of ended up being a little bit of a competition, but it's not supposed to be.
Whoa, that's so freaking cool. Did you find out like that
It
day?
was crazy. It literally this is gonna sound so nerdy, but the way it felt was like in Glee when they make it to nationals. Like it was like right after the show, they pulled like all the performers into one room and then they like left us there for like maybe like 10, 15 minutes. And then they came back in and like the judges had deliberated and then they announced it and it was just like so crazy. Yeah, whirlwind of a night.
That is literally like a dream come true. Like that is you watch American Idol as a kid and like you dream of that moment.
It really is. It was we have a video of like them announcing it and then all my like friends and bandmates just like swarming in. We all just like have a big group hug and it's like the sweetest moment ever. It was awesome.
So then you I mean you obviously went on to play Bonnaroo. How was that experience? Was that your first festival gig?
Yeah, that was my first. So I had done like smaller scale festivals before, but that was my first like major festival. I mean, the experience was just like wonderful, start to finish. I mean, even just like being there as an artist was amazing, but like as a fan, I was like, it was like Chapel played and Meg The Stallion and like Brittany Howard and Renee Rapp and like all of these artists that I love so much were there as well. And so I was like, I had so much fun doing the actual performance and like getting to draw new people in because I feel like that's what's so special about a festival. But also like getting to just be at Bonnaroo was really cool because I'd never been before.
How did planning a Bonnaroo set differ from your other set? Because I imagine you're playing to a lot of people who might not know Molly Grace.
Yeah, I feel like you definitely, I mean, I think about that generally in my sets. Like you had, I think we played a 45-minute set. So I think one thing with festivals is like the time is the time, right? Like when I play like a venue show, like it's okay if it goes a little over or a little under just because like, there's nowhere to be after. But for a festival, it's like start to finish, like you need to keep in your time limit. So making sure that we were just really tight with our transitions between songs and like really kept the set moving. And yeah, just like the songs we chose, decided to choose more like of the bangers, if you will. Like just any songs in general that like if you were walking by and you heard it, you'd be like, oh, like, that piques my interest and less of like maybe the more like chill, like deep cuts kind of thing. Um, so we definitely built the set to just be like tight and exciting. And it felt that way too. It was really fun.
And it paid off. Did I see that you like won or were awarded best set at Bonnaroo?
So, I know, isn't that's crazy? The Nashville Scene is like a big publication in Nashville, and every year they do their like Best of Nashville awards, where they like just basically every industry you can imagine they award the best of. And they did, and I won Best Festival Set. So it was just like really exciting because you think of like everyone who lives in Nashville. I'm like, there's some legends around these parts. Like that is an
Save some
honor.
awards for the rest of them. That's crazy. That's like
I
three
know it was
W's.
crazy.
That's so interesting because like before you even went into the best of the or whatever, what was it called before the best of the best showcase? Just like the Belmont showcase,
Oh, oh yeah, pop
pop showcase.
showcase.
So like, how was your confidence levels there? versus after winning that, winning best of the best, and then getting awarded best head at Bonnaroo?
It's crazy. I feel like Pop Showcase was really the first time that like the whole Molly Grace vision really like locked for me because it was the first time I got to put on like the sparkly outfit, like have the backup dancers, the lights, the LEDs. It was like the first time I really got to imagine it like to its fullest
Yeah.
potential. So I feel like just doing that performance like really solidified like who I am as an artist. And then by the time we got to Best of the Best, it was after I'd gone on tour during my second semester of school, like on the weekend. So at that point, we had toured and we're playing Best of the Best. So I feel like my band was just really tight. Like we had been performing together consistently for a few months. Um, and then Bonner definitely felt like a challenge to step up
Yeah.
to. Not that I knew we were ready for it, but I was like, we're definitely, this is a big deal, right? Like we're leveling up. And I feel like we just totally crushed it. Like I was so proud of my band and my team for the way we like handled it and carried ourselves. And so it was just like, I would say all together, it's just
Yeah.
affirming. Like, okay, we can do this. We know what we're
I
doing.
mean, and I'm sure it's the first of many. Are there any other festivals you either got lined up or you'd like to see your name on?
Oh my gosh. So we have some Pride festivals lined up for this year, and I'm hoping for some more too. And as far as festivals for this summer, nothing announced yet, but I mean, obviously Boston Calling is a dream because it's like, come on, that's my stomping grounds. I also would love to play
Yep.
Lollapalooza, or ACL would be really fun too. Gov Ball, all of them. I'll play all of them.
2026 for making it happen.
Coachella headline.
But like fast forward to today, you have all that stuff under your belt. I just saw you sold out Mercury Lounge. That's sick.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was crazy. That's like all you can hope for, right? Like that's insane. It's also really cool to see like the growth from like last year to this year. Cause like we went on tour about this time last year for the first time and we played the Sultan Room in Brooklyn. And I think maybe we had like just over like 100 people there, maybe. And then like this time it's like sell out DC, like which we're playing this weekend. Last year we had maybe like 70 people at that show. And we just sold out the Atlantis and it sold out in like the first few weeks,
Wow.
which is crazy. So it's just like it's very like real seeing the growth from last year to this year. It's like I'm like, oh, it's
No,
crazy.
deservedly so. How has your like live set? Has it improved?
Oh, it's definitely improved. I mean, my my band is so talented and like I feel like we've always had a great live show, but just as time goes on, we just like lock it in more, you know? Like I feel like now our set is like just really tight. We know what's like how to build the set so that it flows nicely and people are never kind of like, okay, we're a little bored for a second here. Um and I feel like we're all just more confident. And we've added tracks for this tour, so that's like another layer. Just like adding in all the background vocals and stuff to make it feel really full and shiny. So yeah, it's definitely improved.
Is that something that like you have to practice or like learn how to sing with a track? Like, do you have like backing vocal tracks?
Yeah, I feel like you definitely like it's different. Cause like what you hear in your ears, like you hear the click track, right? So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. And I feel like it definitely takes practice, like not getting thrown off by that. When you're so used to like just kind of like the music will ebb and flow a little bit and like talking for however long you want in between songs. Like now you have a countdown that's like, okay, you have 8 bars to talk, right? So figuring out how to fit everything you want to say in there. I feel like that's the hardest part is like just getting the timing down. It just takes practice listening. But as a singer, I actually much prefer using in-ears to like wedges because like on stage wedges because I can just hear my voice so crystal clear in my ears and not have to compete with like the drums and everything around
Yeah.
me.
And I feel like it's like superstar status when you're like on stage holding your ear and like
I
trying
know,
to.
I'm like, like I need to hit like a Mariah riff or something.
I was running on the treadmill the other day and like my headphone kept falling out and I was like I kind of feel like
We're like,
on stage right now.
we're like, oh my god, am I like Britney? Like, I love it.
That's so funny. Well, I mean, a lot of this like leveling up is due in part because of like this viral moment you're having right now with your track "Femme," which is such a cool song to get such notoriety. Obviously, because it's like so empowering. It's such a good message.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, like, did you foresee this kind of attention before its release?
I mean, like, no, not really. I mean, obviously, you always hope for it when you're promoting the song, but I had actually, like, I had teased clips of Femme, like, throughout the year, like, live clips, because we had been performing it, and people would, like it, but it wasn't, like nothing had really, like, caught fire, I guess, and so I was, like, not sure really how people were gonna react to it, but obviously it was just kinda blew me away, the reaction to it. It's also, like, I feel like over time, I've just learned not to, like, kinda, like, well, hold my breath, honestly, like, for things to go viral because it can be so random what people like, and so I try to just, like, let the internal validation be enough and, like, not need the social media validation, but man, does it help. It's lovely to it's lovely to have.
No, definitely. I think that's a great mindset. Like you're not writing it off social media off completely. You understand its power, but it's also not, the end all be all.
Totally, like, if a song doesn't do well, I'm not like, "Oh, this is a failure." It's like
And it yeah, just so happened that it did very,
totally.
very well. So
Yes.
what kind of messages or comments have fans left about this song that has like really resonated with you?
Oh my gosh, I get so many messages about people just saying that, like, this has helped them really come to terms with, like, their sexuality or, like, their gender identity, or even just that they really like the song and it makes them happy. They listen to it in the morning and it, like, gets them ready for the day, and I feel like that's just, like, all you can ask for as an artist, I feel. Um and, like, being able to be, like, that representation for people and for them to see a little bit of themselves in me is so powerful. Because this song also, I feel like, really helped me come to terms with myself in a lot of ways, so it's nice to see it do it for other people as well.
Heck yeah. I mean, that's wild. Like I know we're saying like it's having a moment right now, but when it touches people like that, I mean that if they're coming to terms with their sexuality, that's touching them for their whole life.
I know, it's like, it's crazy, it's and seeing it now in person on tour, like, hearing people, like, scream these lyrics, I don't know, I just think about, like, what are like, how many times do you have to listen to a song to be able to, like, scream every single lyric, you know? Like, this song is, like, in these people's lives, which is just, like, so special to me.
I heard on a podcast that you just like kind of came up with the acronym while driving.
Yeah.
Like did it just come into like were you trying to be creative? Like were you trying to brainstorm a song? Like or did it just
I
come to you?
definitely was. I was like, it would be so fun to have like a song like that, like an acronym kind of song. And so I was like, what word could I use? And I was like, oh well, femme, that's me. And then I came up with like the fabulous, enticing, magnetic, magical, everything, but it didn't have like a tune or anything. And then when I was in a write with my friend Kate Costantino, and she's a super like playful writer. Like she's really funny and creative. And I like floated the idea by her and she was like, love this. And then we wrote the song and it's just like such a fun song.
Obviously this increased your online attention, not that you weren't popping off before, but how are you handling now just like having so many eyes on you?
Oh my gosh. Well, it's exciting. It's exciting that people care and are listening and like I see like the same usernames over and over and like my comments. It's like cool to see like the fan base build. But I will say like when I was a little bit smaller on social media, like I really like would spend like hours like responding to every comment, responding to every DM, which I still try to like get in there and like engage as much as I can, but I feel like I've definitely had to like get off my phone, honestly. A lot of times I have to just like I think it's just hard when like all of my work is right here. And I think it's just it can be so anxiety inducing. Like so I feel like something that has kind of changed is like me just having to set more boundaries with myself of like when I'm getting off my phone and when I'm using my phone for work versus for play kind of thing.
Yeah, that's actually so important. Honestly, one thing that, granted, you have much more eyes on you than I will ever, but it just like when your work is on your phone, like I got a tablet and it's only for fun. Like it's my
Yeah.
Kindle, it's my Hulu, and it's so nice to
It's
put
my
my phone
photo.
down and I can just have fun on my tablet. And like hours will go by and I'm like, oh, this is great because I didn't respond to any emails, I didn't check any DMs. Like I genuinely just had me
Oh my
time on this
God.
tablet.
That is honestly such a good idea. I should do that. I've thought about literally like one day, like just getting a flip phone and like using my phone for like TikTok and everything, and then actually like talking to people with like a different phone. Because it's like hard. It's also like then like the rest of like, responding to texts and call, like, it all is just in one spot. So it can be really overwhelming.
When in doubt, just become an iPad baby.
I know that'll be me. I'll be like, Cocomelon.
They do have these new phones. They're like smartphones, but they just have like the apps like that you just need. So you can do like GPS, Venmo.
I think I saw that.
They're cool. I mean, I just know my ass would get it and then go right back to an iPhone immediately, but
I know.
it
I'm
is a
like,
cool idea.
I know. I'm like, would I actually use it? I think I've seen them, and they're all like grayscale too. Like,
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah. I'm
that's
sure it will help
crazy.
someone. I might not be that person, but it'll definitely help someone.
I might not be ready for that.
Bring it back to your music. I kind of going off of like the empowerment, how F.E.M.M.E is like an empowerment anthem. I saw that you described your music as a form of resistance.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really cool description. I was curious if you could kind of speak more on that.
Well, I mean, scary times, big scary times right now. To be like honestly anyone, but a queer person especially. Um, and I feel like like that whole kind of idea just kind of like really solidified for me. I landed in Los Angeles on the night of like the election. Um and I was like I had a writing trip that week, and so I was writing for my next project. I was kind of like what am I doing, like writing these like pop songs, I'm like part of me is like, should I be writing something more profound and like make some kind of statement? And I was like talking to my friends about it, and they're kind of like, honestly, like this is like people need like the fun stuff, honestly, now, like more than ever. And so I feel like my music just kind of being unapologetically myself and queer and fun is like a form of resistance to me, because it's like I deserve to like be joyful, and my community deserves to be joyful. Um and so that's, I feel like that's kind of the crux of it.
That was so beautifully said. I love that.
Oh, thank you.
I think that's so true. Yeah, I think everyone kind of feels like they need to be a voice, and you can be a voice without actually like speaking. You
Yeah.
can positively impact others in another way without like fully stating like your political whatever, because sometimes you're not the most educated person to be making these comments.
Exactly. I'm like, this is what I can do. This is what I
Yeah,
know I can provide for other people, is a place to just like feel safe and fun and like sexy and empowered. Like this is what I can provide for my community, and I'm happy to.
that's awesome. Well, I'm excited to see what's next for you as you continue this
Thank
tour,
you.
and when I see you in Burlington, it's going to be lit.
I know, I'm so excited.
But what actually is next for you? Like, what do you have in the pipeline that you can share?
Well, my next single comes out on March 7th. It's called Mad at Her Forever. Um, and it's a super, like, I am obsessed with this song. It's like pop disco, just like super groovy. You'll hear it live in Burlington. But basically, what's coming down the pipeline is a lot of new music with, I don't know, maybe a big project coming soon. Who knows? Um, so I feel like Molly Grace fans can expect to be fed. Also, just lots of touring, hopefully. And like I said, Pride things. So it's going to be a really fun year. I'm excited.
Okay, you're booked and busy. I love it.
And busy, yes.
So where are you right now? Are you like signed? Do you have a manager? What can you tell me?
Yes, so I actually just signed with a label in November. So very recently.
Congrats.
I'm with thank you. I'm with Network Music Group and I love them. I so it's just like really game changing to have a team behind me. I've been with my management for a long time. We went to college together, my manager and I, and we started working together in college. And it's been very much just like me and him, like doing everything. And it's really just nice to have a team behind me to support me and like guide me through this. And they're really creatively supportive. Um, yeah, so and that's also, like, why making all this music has been possible, like, so I'm really excited to be working with them.
That's awesome. I have such great things to say with Network. My experience with them has always been wonderful. So I feel like you're in great hands.
Oh my god, thank you. I know everyone I talk to says that, and I'm like, "Yes." Good plan.
Well, Molly Grace, I end every interview with this question, unrelated to music in your career, because we obviously just spoke about that for the past 30 minutes. What's like a personal goal that you have that you hope to accomplish?
Oh my gosh, I feel like my personal goal right now, um, is kinda connected to what I said earlier, just kinda getting off my phone is a big, like, focus of mine. I've been loving going to the movies.
Yeah.
That's my new thing. It's kind of my obsession. I got the Regal pass. And my friends and I, like my roommate and I, we go to the movies probably like at least once or twice a week. And I'm not a cinephile because like I still just like I like horror movies, I like rom-coms, like I don't know. That's like I like what I like. But I just I love going to the theater. And I've also been trying to cook more and learn how to be a cook.
Okay. Honestly, I love all of those. Those are all very like I'm a person at the end of the day. Like I need to like be a person and not just a superstar.
Yeah. Basically, my journey is to like touch grass.
Yeah. No, I'm right there with you. Wait, are you on Letterboxd for your movie viewing?
Yes, I am. I'm not very like updated on it though. I think I've done like two
No,
reviews.
so Letterboxd I like keep to a T. I'm so good at it, but like I do Goodreads too, and I was just on my Goodreads earlier today, and I was like, I need to update these. It looks like I'm illiterate.
Oh my gosh. Wait, I need to follow you on
No,
Letterboxd
it's
and read
so
your
okay. So I used to actually just do them for myself, and like I used to be like, oh, this movie was good. I like this person, and then now I don't know what it is. I just like am so more in depth about them, but I'm so embarrassed. Like if you do see any of them, just know that it's written for me only, for my eyes only. But
like
yeah,
for me by me. That's so funny.
and like sometimes I'll like whip out big words, and I'm like the juxtaposition of the themes here.
Oh my god. The way my best friend does it, she always just will do like a word or like a quote. I feel like she'll be like an inside joke from the movie or something. Hers always crack me up. They're like tweets. I'm like,
And some
they're
of some
so
of like the
funny.
top reviews are so funny too. I'm like, oh, I wish I was that like funny. One day I hope to get a top review.
I know. I feel like I'm not that like type of funny. I don't know. I think I like to think I'm funny in real life, but like I've never been good at like tweeting. I don't know, or like writing jokes. I don't know. It's not my type of humor. Like
No,
to name.
I fully understand that actually. Well, Molly Grace, it's been a pleasure chatting with you. Thanks for taking the time and enjoy the rest of the tour. I hope it all goes well, and I'll see you in Burlington.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been a joy.